Okay, we're here. Sacred rest. That just sounds so appealing right about now that I've been sitting here since 8 o'clock this morning, listening to the most brilliant and inspired talks, all of them. And it doesn't mean that it hasn't been a very full day. And I hope all of you have been able to, take part of the places that have fit for you. And I want to remind you that you can get the collection. Oh, it's over at windwork.org. And you can spread it out. You don't have to be like me sitting here all day long, 12 hours today and tomorrow and the next day. You could savor it for the whole entire year if you'd like. But if you're like me, you want to stack it on. All of the links are now over from today are all over at the IM page for the people who are registered. And if you're not registered, go to imsymposium.com and you'll get led into those links as well. So enjoy it. All right. Well, we have a master here with us tonight, and I always love your presentations. And I know it's late wherever you are, and I really appreciate you joining us. And you're here on the solstice. In fact, you're going to hit right into the solstice during your time. And I have a feeling that was planned. And so Christina Lee Pratt, take it away.
Oh, thank you, Renee. Wow, so quick. Thank you very much. And I want to thank Renee and the Wind Clan for holding this whole event for days for us, for lighting the fire, for tending the fire, and creating this way for us all to come together and experience such richness over this time. So thank you, Renee.
Thank you. And thank you to all the presenters who have shown up to hold space with us and to help the container be strong. And all of the messages are about strength. So
beautiful.
Here we are. So now we're going to get a little rest, I think.
Now we're going to get some rest. So, yes, so this is sacred rest, sacred relationship. And what we're going to focus on is a practice. I'm warning you, so that if you need to, while I'm talking here, getting us going, find a way to be more comfortable. We're going to do a practice for easily 15 to 20 minutes. So I want to make sure that you feel comfortable seated or lying down or standing up. It's all equally good in this practice. But if you need to shift around, go ahead and do that now while I'm introducing this piece of practice tonight. So again, my name is Christina Lee Pratt. And for those of you that don't know, I have been practicing. I'm going to start with an early story from my early practice. So this will be back in the 1990s. So I've been practicing for many decades. And I also have a set of teachings that came through from Spirit and a community that holds those teachings in the world. So my path through shamanism has been a little different than many people because I've spent really my entire adult life developing inside these teachings and seeing the world and understanding the world through these teachings. And so that can all be found over at lastmasscenter.org. And then for those of you that don't know, there's also at whyshamanismnow.com 500 hours of free podcasts. I'm going to refer to that. So these are some of the references that I'm going to make here tonight. But I just wanted to acknowledge all the other presenters. Many of them are friends and colleagues and teachers of my own journey, and just feel really grateful to be seated here tonight with you all. And thank you for being here. So I'd like to begin by calling out to the good, true, and beautiful ancestral helping spirits that stand with each of us, those that we know, those that we don't yet know. We call out to these well ones to gather around us, these wisdom keepers, and they've probably been called in several times already here today, so I won't belabor the point, but I want to acknowledge those who stand behind us and remind us all that these ancestors have been through their own version of many of the issues that we face today, and they have prevailed. And that they have lived lives in which they reconciled those lives and have great gifts and blessings that they might not have actually been able to experience in their life. Maybe the whole life gave them a way to gather that blessing or that gift, but they, as our ancestors, have that to offer us. So let us take a moment and just call out to those good, true, and beautiful ancestors to gather around us here tonight. We call out to the energy of the East and the element of air. Be with us here tonight, bringing in that dawn of the new day. Here we are on this shortest day of the year for some of us, and for you Southern Hemispherians, the longest day. Here we are on this very special day of the turning of the transition. And we call out to the energy of the South to be with us here today, to bring in the energy of the fire and those sweet fires burning all around the world in this beautiful web of light and life that you are all creating, tending these flames. All the many solstice fires that are burning, be it a winter solstice or summer solstice, all over the world. So we call out to that energy, the South, the energy of the fire. And we're grateful for your presence here in our circle. We call out to the energy of the West, the elemental energy of the water. And I must acknowledge, I'm actually literally looking at the Pacific Ocean. So I call out to these great water spirits of this planet, that when we speak, and we will here tonight, about nature, it is not just land-based ecosystems, but the water-based ecosystems as well. And we call out to that spirit of the water to be with us. And finally, we call out to the spirit of the North to be with us, and the earth energy. May we leap from the life that we've been living through this solstice fire and land on solid ground. And may we land on new ground, leaving behind that which no longer serves us, leaving behind that which we've grown out of, leaving behind that which we can no longer afford to live or to do, to move through the flames of this beautiful cleansing fire, taking in all this wisdom gathered from all these days and these amazing people offering, and gather that into our heart and land solid on new ground in the new year. With all of these elemental energies in the four directions gathering round us, our ancestors gathering round us, we call out to that energy above and that energy below, and then focus into the seventh sacred direction, your own center. And you take a moment and call that in. So welcome, everyone. As you call that center in, welcome. Thank you for being here. Sacred rest. Sacred relationship. So one of the ways that we, as the people on the planet today, so contemporary people for the most part, damage the sacred nature of our own relationship with ourselves is by not really tending our relationship with sacred rest. And so I'm going to talk about sacred rest, because for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, this is directly relevant in the season, in the way your physical body moves through the seasons of the year. For those of you, some Southern Hemispherians, you can just put this in your pocket and you pull it out in 6 months and it will be directly relevant for you at that time. So rest, sacred rest. So many of us, as we connect with the world around us, feel a need to serve, a need to give our gifts, a need to do what we've come here to do. And the need is constant. There will always be that, oh, but wait that, oh, wait, but this, oh, but wait that. And understanding this deep time of the winter for humans embodied on this particular planet is understanding the need to remember it will all be there. But it is time for you to rest. That as our organs are moving through their own processing through, it brings us to the winter when we're processing through the organ energy of the kidney and bladder. Not that that matters that much to you, but the point is our human bodies, the main organ systems, process through with the seasons. Regardless of how we live, regardless of how urban and disconnected we might become, our body is still doing its best to move through the seasons to create balance. And this time is a time that in in Chinese medicine is considered the return, capital T, capital R. And so I brought up why shamanism now, because this time is something that I discussed in many podcasts. So if you go to whyshamanismnow.com and search The Return, you'll get the core podcast, which is called Filling the Well. And so this is really the essence of sacred rest. It's not just sleeping, which is lovely. Getting enough sleep is lovely. But many of us are in a dynamic in which we sleep. We sometimes sleep enough hours, but we don't feel rested when we wake. Or we finally go to sleep and we finally go to bed and we can't go to sleep. So it's that we're in this very problematic relationship with the ability to rest, the sacred rest. All right. So where was I going with that? Oh, why shamanism now? So the return is about using this time of the winter to return to the essence of why you are here. And to do that, most of us need to return to a kind of solitude, which is horribly ironic given the calling out into holiday activities in this particular time for many of us. So this is a tricky balance for us to find. However, this is the time of solitude. Now, for those of you in the Southern Hemisphere, for you, it would be the time of connection. It's the lover, right? For those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, it's the hermit. It's that time to go within and to trust the world will keep turning without you. All of that which is wonderful in the world will keep being wonderful, and that which is problematic in the world will likely keep being problematic. But for you to be effective, being you in the world, you must restore, renew, and replenish your deep remembering of why you are here. And the body here on this planet invites us into that time every winter. All right. And so for us, the Northern Hemisphere, right now, the return. And by being willing to go into that solitude, into that rest, into that restoration of that which brings you joy, that which you truly value, and the kind of reflection that allows you to recognize these things may be changing and evolving over time. So this is the time of the return, the solitude, self-reflection, allowing yourself to sort of process through those emotions you never quite had time to feel or to be with or to allow to communicate with you. It's not necessarily a time. Sacred rest is not necessarily about just sleeping, although it's lovely. It's also about resting the mind and bringing your awareness into the heart and letting those emotions, again, that you haven't really given their time yet this year, maybe this decade, maybe this lifetime, to let them flow, let them move, and bring yourself again and again back to that core, that center, that heart of who you are and why you are here. So that's why it's called Filling the Well. So the show that was right before that was called The Importance of Essence. And so that's this dynamic is about the return and solitude, the reflection, to remember your essence. What is the essence of you, ever constant, ever changing? yet the essence of who you are and what you're going to do with your one beautiful life to bring that essence into the world. So you can also put in this little search window at Why Shamanism Now Renewal, and you'll get a whole bunch more podcasts all about renewal in this time. And then in the next year, there's another wonderful one about renewing. If you put that in, you get a whole bunch, another series of podcasts all about this. In particular, that was one of my favorite shows, Renewing the Dream. And it is a show about remembering that at the very, very beginning, there was a dream. And everything born of that dream is a dreamer. And those who came before you dreamt of you as the answer to prayers and blessings. And so another way of thinking about this time of the return is to return to that dream that dreamt you here and remember who you are in that dream. And to be able to come out of this time of solitude more aligned with the path of the person you were dreamt to be by your ancestors, but also by the whole web of life that dreamt of the ancestors and the earth who dreamt of that web of life. This is a big, big dreaming. And part of that is also aligning ourselves not only with the ancestors behind us, but the descendants in front of us. And make sure that we are aligned with this web of life in creating a world that we are honored, right, to hand down to our descendants. Versus, I don't know, perhaps right now we might be a bit embarrassed to hand the world that we are currently in to our descendants. So the renewal is a time to really come into why you are here. All right, so I'm going on and on. I think you get the point. I'd like to do the practice, and I want to acknowledge that this is a animist adaptation of a practice, a meditation practice called the Union of Three Hearts. And this is a Shengzhen practice, meditation. And the Shengzhen forms are all from Master Li Zhongfeng. And Shengzhen is Shengzhen. And it's actually in the PDF that you can download from the Renee's material. And it has links to all these different things that I'm talking about. Okay, so part of reflection and part of renewal and understanding yourself in a different way is often being inspired by others, either with a kind of resonance or affirmation that that thing you were a little bit afraid to be or to do actually has resonance out in the world, so you're willing to step into it more fully, or the realization you don't need to keep doing you the same way and being inspired by others of another way, another something to try, so something that is a more creative expression of who you are. And so to this end, for each of the hearts, so there's the heart of nature, which connects with your belly. There's the heart of humanity, which connects with your human heart. And there's the heart of the cosmos, which connects with your mind. And so that in Chinese medicine, in the center of each of these parts of the body, the belly, the heart, the mind, is an energy center. And that's what we're focusing on, is sort of breathing in and out of that energy center in each of these three hearts. Okay. And then the books on the book list are in your time of solitude to be like a good Icelandic tradition of bringing in a new book and reading it and enjoying it, ideally with others, maybe with a hot cocoa. I think there's actually a special beer for this time, treats. But that idea of reading into the night and being inspired by the words, the worlds, the inspiration of others, and letting your own well, right, be filled again by the amazingness of other human beings here on the planet. Okay. So without further ado, there is, just letting you know, the PDF is there with the books. I'll speak to them at the end. I'm going to do the practice. It is, again, an animist adaptation of a beautiful meditation practice by Master Li Junfeng, Shenzhen. Oh, and I forgot, Shenzhen is actually going to be teaching this form for many weeks in January. So you can see that online at shengzhen.org. Okay, so the practice, union of three hearts with our animist spin here. Now, the idea is in doing this, you place each of your three hearts into the web of the larger heart and choose to be part of. So don't imagine this just in your mind. I mean, invite you to be breathing in your body and imagining ultimately like your belly as a node in the web of the heart of nature. Okay, so this is where we're going. Okay, I want to make sure we're all on the same page. Okay, so here we go. So go ahead and make sure you're comfortable. Close your eyes, or not, whatever is most comfortable for you. And begin to notice your breath. Breathing in and out, your own pace. You don't need to pace with me. And let your breath drop out of your mind because you've been so polite to listen to me. Let it drop into your heart. And notice how you start to slow down. And now let this drop down into your belly. And notice how you have to slow down even more to be down there in the belly. And now just breathe in and out. You can even extend your belly and contract it just to kind of feel yourself belly breathing. Yeah, many of you do this in other practices. Just breathing in and out from your belly. And imagine that little ball of light there in the center of your belly. Just sort of flaring up as you breathe in and dimming as you exhale. So it's moving, that little ball of light in the center of your belly is moving in and out with your breath. And now we're going to connect to the heart of nature. So begin by just connecting out to the air around you, the earth below you. And with your next breath, I invite you to reach all the way out to the spirits of the land, right where you are, your nearest neighbors, those nature spirits that are moving through the season with you. Just breathing in and out with the trees, the bushes. Maybe you've got snow, maybe holly. Imagine what's around right where you live. Breathing in and out with those spirits of nature, temporal and changing, moving through the seasons with you. And begin to let your breath extend out even further. What's in your area? Maybe a lake. For me right now, the ocean. Maybe mountains. Breathing out. Maybe you're in an urban environment, but understand that as the nature, the physical presence of where you are, just extending out. And invite you to just let each breath extend out further. And exhale, reaching out even further until we reach all the way to the great spirits of the land. So the great spirits of the land are the main energies of the geography that defines your region, not your nation, not your state, but your region. Like in North America, the Great Plains. In South America, the Amazon River Basin. In Europe, the Alps or the Himalayas, right? In Asia, right? So just reaching out to the great spirits of the land. These are deep and abiding, and let your belly connect with them. and back. And as we all do this, we're connecting all the different regions, great spirits of the land all around the globe. And imagine that you can breathe and connect in this heart of your own belly with the heart of the planet herself. And let's just breathe with the heart of nature. And feeling your belly as its own little node in that great web. Essential and irrelevant, but essential as a piece of this heart of nature. Letting your belly take its place in that great, beautiful heart of all life as we know it. Breathing out and in. Connecting. That belly moving, the breath moving it in and out from your actual belly, being part of nature. And with the next inhale and exhale, we'll bring our awareness all the way into the center of the belly and then move directly up with a breath to the heart. It's all right if it takes a couple breaths to shift and draw that conscious awareness up into your heart and to begin to breathe from the heart. So the belly's going to continue. It's your root, it's your ground. But breathing in and out now with that little ball now in the center of the heart of the heart. And as we connect with the heart of humanity, understand we're connecting with curiosity, we're connecting with compassion. We're not picking this and avoiding that. We're not moving emotionally into it. We're just breathing. We're just a pulse of the heart of humanity reaching out to those people we are most intimate with, our closest, most intimate circle. Breathing in and out. Connecting to family, if that is your intimate circle or your chosen family of intimacy. And next, we're going to move out to our neighbors, whom you may or may not know, but they're there physically, the next closest people to you in proximity. So just breathing in and out and letting the breath of your heart touch that heart of humanity and your neighbors. And back. Inhale and exhale. Extending with your breath all the way out to whatever the neighborhood belongs to. Is it a city? Is it an area of a city? Is it a little town? Perhaps it's a little village. Perhaps it's a yurt in the middle of nature. So let your energy keep reaching out to the humanity that is around you. Just like connecting with those nature spirits closest to you, you're connecting with the people moving through the seasons with you. Breathing in and out. Just accepting it all as it is as you touch it. It's humanity in its many, many forms. Letting your breath reach out. So you begin to encompass all the humanity in your region, like the great spirits of the land, that huge region, reaching all the way out. So for me, I could reach along the coastline of North America, but feel with my breath going out that I'm touching those at sea. Right. and also those upland behind me. So breathing in and out in the heart. And begin to imagine that you can notice that you're touching others in this circle, tending these flames with this intention. And so as we breathe in and out and connect our heart with the heart of humanity, the shared heart of humanity, notice our web in that greater web. And as you can, if you are able, allow your connecting, your breathing from your own heart to connect to all of humanity as a great heart, letting your heart take its place in the network that together creates the heart of humanity. Breathing in and out in the heart, connecting the great web of human hearts. And then with the next few breaths, focusing back in the center. A few more breaths, and then draw that little ball of awareness up now into your mind. And we're going to connect with the heart of the cosmos. And so your belly is breathing with your heart, is breathing now. We're going to begin to do the same with the mind. Letting the mind reach out into the space that you inhabit and back. The next breath, let it extend out beyond your home. In and out, expanding out into the space around your home. Beginning to move out, staying in your sense of the physical reality. Many of you are already off in your journey worlds. Let's stay in our physical reality, out into the atmosphere. What a blessing, the atmosphere, yes? Breathing out into that blessing and bringing that blessing into the mind. Letting the mind reach out of the atmosphere into that circle of all the stuff orbiting the planet and back in. And now with this next breath, we're going to reach escape velocity, right? Out beyond all that's cycling around the earth into the cosmos. Reaching out as big as the solar system. Reaching out to the heart of the cosmos, of the heart of your mind. Allowing your mind to take its place as one node in that great web of the heart of the cosmos. And in this way, just keep breathing. In this way, we begin to reconnect these main energy centers with the larger heart that they are part of. To rest and be renewed by simply being a piece of something greater as a practice. And the sacred relationship now is to connect without breaking contact with the heart of the cosmos, the heart of humanity, the heart of nature, still one with each of these hearts. To practice connecting your mind's heart with your heart's heart, with your belly's heart. I see it as a line of energy This is the sacred relationship that we reforge with sacred rest. Our mind, breathing with and loving our heart, breathing with and loving our belly, and knowing each energy center as part of something much larger, and all manifestations of this physical world. So breathing in, breathing out. It's a very simple practice that can allow you to restore each heart, the belly heart, the heart of the heart, the heart of the mind, in the larger system that it is part of. And in the very end, reconnect them to each other. And in this way, you could find balance and restoration. So bringing your awareness back from the cosmos, focusing on your three hearts, that line of energy of your three hearts. Let's take 3 nice cleansing breaths to bring our awareness back here into the moment. As we're doing that, next breath, giving gratitude for the beautiful web that all the fire tenders are tending. Next breath. So I offer you this practice. Again, it is not my practice, but it is something that I practice and find in its simplicity. It allows me to create that space in the winter to return, to realign, to rejuvenate, and to remember who it is that I was dreamt to be. And may you each take this gift, practice, and remember the amazing part of the dream that you were dreamt to be. Thank you, everyone.
Earth to Renee, Earth to Renee. Oh, thank you so much. That was so beautiful. So,
you,
so lovely and so eloquent. I always, like I say, I always love to have you as part of our group. Thank you very much. And we still have more to go, everyone. If you're watching, we have one more tonight who's a Windy, and that means she's a graduate of our program. And when she discovered the wind, it took her on a spiritual path, which ended her up in Egypt with Amunet. And she's going to talk about that relationship tonight. So
wonderful.
So I really appreciate it, and have a very happy solstice and a very happy holiday.
Thank you, Renee.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.